Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday. You know what we do? Bringing them horns, baby. Bring them in. Let's go ahead and load this shit up. I don't 100% remember what we were doing the other night. Oh, that's right. We were talking to these jackasses. Alright, we gotta look into the spookers at the church. That's right, we took a bribe too.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Yeah. Skin shows through the holes in his Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Yeah. His hand runs through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign? Tell me about the machines you saw in the church. Why are you called Noid? Let's see.
Gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
He continues to rearrange his tools. Alright, what's up with these machines?
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The supernatural, so you think it's real, that it actually exists? What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though.
The sickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
The sickest shit.
Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist, because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Why are you called
The
Noid?
hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picks up some of
It's
those
not easy to
widgets.
reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
It's not easy to research a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustments. Does this mean we need sign matching?
Yes, further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this would be by getting us into the church.
Okay. Come back maybe later. Alright, let's talk to this dude.
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Walshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secrets.
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
You're just gonna keep saying that, aren't you?
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
Solve the egghead puzzle. Okay.
The young man with the tape recorder.
Okay.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the Whirling and Rags house.
All core! All right! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
Yeah, that's out an agonized roar with a feverish, obviously not too hardcore beat below.
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Did we not crack it?
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be.
I'm beginning to really think this doesn't have anything to do with the case.
Yakokata is a hardcore place.
Okay.
Yekokata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural megaproject in the extreme southeast of the Gradian Isola.
What?
It involved
Lena?
cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer. An intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
Hardcore.
We're close. True, hard, full, core. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore! Alright!
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore! Ah! The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if you had just asked a question, but I didn't. Now it's just chaotic.
But there was no question. We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. All core, all right.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore. The question is, what is the question? But there was a question? We're close. True, hard, full, core. Hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent.
All right, so we're gonna ask
Good
the question.
Morning, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be. It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel.
All right, whatever. I forgot we got the little hat on here. All right, so we got to get into the church for these dudes. Of the Riverside nightclub. How do you fast travel? That's what I want to know. How would we fast travel? Oh, I've never noticed our stuff over here. Harrier Dubois. Sleeping dock worker challenging. Do we not have the map, the right map to do that? I'm not even 100% sure. Alright, well, whatever. Let's talk to her again, now that we know there are drugs and
The
drugs.
hit girl kneels on the sea ice, She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Get out some questions first.
Shoot.
Trying to use me to set up a drug leg. I'm guessing you knew this plan? The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there? Let's start there.
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, Crab Man, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe.
Okay. Nothing
She
strange
was
about
dressed
that.
like someone who's been raised by their grandmother. You know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression. Didn't say anything, just stood still.
Okay, go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab. Down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor. Then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
I don't blame her.
Crab, you say?
What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail.
Come on, quit stalling. What did he look like? You're right, I don't believe you. You're wrong, I do believe you.
He looked like a banger, okay?
Okay.
He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger?
Lieutenant raises an
Yes,
eyebrow.
a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
The gangster crab man. Yeah, I don't believe you. You were wrong. I do believe you.
Why?
Seems too ludicrous for a lie. It does.
I guess so. Anyway, what else?
So with your boys.
I haven't got much to say about them.
Just answer the question.
Sorry.
Please.
I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
To the cops.
What about you? Tell me about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Okay, well, let's
Don't
talk
know what
later.
makes you think it'll be any different later, but
Alright.
I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's
You
worth.
tricked me.
Which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you.
Indeed. She merely tried to omit the truth instead.
Admit the truth, it's the same thing. Should have tried harder. Misleading a cop is no joke. I don't care, I'm loco. I just wanted you to know that I know about the plan.
I know, but I knew you'd see through their plan too. I'm not an idiot. I should have been able to control them, and I will in the future. I promise.
Okay.
May I ask, what did you tell them?
I'm gonna decide after I've looked into the church situation.
Oh, right. That's wise. Take your time.
That's it for now. Oh, can we pick up all these fucking bottles? We can. Why do I feel like we've been up here? Alright, so we've got a free place to stay now, too. It's a shit place. But we got our money for the Whirling and Rags already for tomorrow. Is this the old church right here? This has got to be the church, right? We should probably save it. We got ghosts and shit coming up, hey? Crab, gangster crabs. Dead phone, smashed receiver. Looks like someone hung up too hard. Someone must have worked hard to smash this plastic dome.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
We need to call anybody today? I don't think so. What was new? Got 21 bottles. Alright, get her to talk about the associates. What's up? Buzz, the electricity flows through the wires with audible power. What do we got here? Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Hello, hello. What's in the box? What's in the box? Another power box. It changes nothing now. It charges nothing now. It's empty. The fence blocks the path. No way from here.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Well, research and development.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Flips his collar. Alright, who are you guys?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
How does he know who Kim is?
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall. No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hands on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of the father's coat, clutching his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why? Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He brushes it off like it's nothing at all. Alright, we tried.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Could I have some of that unimportant money then? Okay.
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his
I'm
son's
just
shoulder.
spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
By the way, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent.
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Harley people, the name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures...
You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again.
You
were
are.
saying?
I don't really remember what I was saying.
Then I guess everything got said, right?
He squints his eyes at the sun. So
Aha,
interesting about an old
but
building.
It's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hands to his eyes, springtime sun, with his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical, and Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
That is two toner cartridges now.
Hold on.
That's funny.
What's R&D?
Looks like look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development.
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta spell this shit out to me. Fucking idiot cop here.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
I don't think I've ever heard of this
That's
fellow.
not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to another building, and then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electric built this boardwalk? Look under your feet. Yeah, we're gonna hit them all.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if a picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinaise was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the
Oh,
engineers?
I'm afraid it
Come on,
didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
It means they all got shot in the head because they were bourgeois, and you know what that is?
Tape
right?
computers.
He nods when tooling his jacket. What did the revolutionists do with the advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her
Love
political
poem.
concept album, Bon Baiser dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did the tape computers work? Did they work like a radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort.
The Wompty
It
Dumpty
raised the
Dum
same
Center?
questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Hughes joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Yeah.
The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
Clear just
But
through.
perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
I've seen cooler than that. Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did
Who
they destroy
knows?
it?
Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Take a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind.
But of course, what else?
I think that's it.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. Okay.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Oh, let's try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
No, Lieutenant, what do you got in there?
I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Alright, that's good. Good. Got a camp here. The makeshift roof, vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. That tarp will keep neither rain nor snow nor wind. Would you take that?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. The
It's ours.
cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
We do got a lot of shit. I want the fucking guano jacket, man. The coin-operated weight machine hasn't been used for a decade. Ooh, +2 encyclopedia. Painted red tarp with strips from it. Yeah, give me them bottles. Man, there's so much to explore. Let's go check out this church before we get too far away. We're gonna save it before we go in there. We don't want to be eaten by a crab man. There we go. Hit that save. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. St. Brune, 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Alright, we're gonna have to get our flashlight out. Oh, there's some money right here. Give me that. 56 cents. Alright, let's go the fuck in.
heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Let's go in and inspect
The
some shit.
carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Let's run our hand.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Take a
This
look at
cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting.
So to get the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look
Looks
like
like
to you?
a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is that?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Alright, I agree, it's very modern. But does the cheery guy know that he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger. After the last century where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Nice!
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. Its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
That's kind of creepy. Quick save. We have never had an entrance like that before. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk, not run. Okay, we'll trust it. The grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Some shoes up there. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Oh man, it's taken a lot out of me not to double click on this. It looks like DJ equipment, but I bet it's not. A portable Harman Wuxi tape recorder. It's possible it's recording something. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into the antenna. The 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Let's take a look at this real quick.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass
What are
window.
you doing over there?
It's turned on and quivering with
Stop
soft
eating your blanket.
electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
It seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yeah, it's just like the one in the Doom commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
We can come back. What is our perception? That's a 6, so we actually could afford that. What's our encyclopedia? It's a 4. What are we losing for those? We lose a logic. And we gain an authority, though. I want to see what we look like with the hat off. Nice. Got some nerd glasses. I just ran, hope it didn't hurt anything.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total. Somehow, your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing is beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I never experienced anything like this. Can't hear shit.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
What if it's something paranatural?
Please, detective, not this again.
He's trying to act dismissive, but at this particular moment, he's more open than usual to the idea of paranatural phenomena.
Look up at the bell
The
tower.
orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Ooh, we got a 58% chance. Cannot be retried. Come on, baby. Nice.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged
The
from
gangster
tower,
crab.
and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceilings?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Follow the shadow's movements,
It's not
yeah.
a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
Lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is you are seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
We don't have a gun.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Do we have to talk to him right away? I kind of want to get these trousers, or whatever these are. A Mesk Banger's silk scarf. Where would we put that? Is that on our neck? +1 pain threshold. Oh no, we're not losing our drama. A figure drawn on the frost in the window depicting a deer. Frost is on flowers on the grass, on the glass, obscuring the view. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. A spider spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Yeah, with these boots, these shoes. +1 empathy. And $1.50. Alright, next time we talk to the crab. Oh, what do our boots give us currently? +1 perception. No, I think I'd rather have that than the empathy. Alright, this is our crab man.
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The crab man.
Duh. Hey, who's there? This is the police. Show yourself. Say nothing, be quiet for now. Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be all right. You come to the right place.
How does he know
That
that about
accent
us?
is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershore.
Yeah, right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too.
Yeah.
It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem there. It's been getting out of hand lately, but I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about the police things. I don't know anything about this alcohol use. Yeah, we'll do this first one.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing, so original. Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering. How do you know what I'm feeling? I'm actually here to have some young people looking to establish a nightclub.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Look at these crazies. What is this shit?
For some reason, I feel like you have a point there. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. This is stupid. I don't even know what this is. This is all well and good. We need to talk to you about the unlicensed occupation of the Scholastic property. I got a point.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
We're welcome,
is
though,
he
so...
just trying to throw you off your game? 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. You know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you.
Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider. Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
You got some nice curves going there. Seem to be a tad derivative. You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memory. Certain potent of doom. I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. I get to get the whole crew, create a whole new me, start from scratch. So, you used to be in a gang, but you really don't remember it? Sounds convenient.
That's not really the point, I said. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Continue.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name. But
Tiago.
those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak. Your place amongst your fellows. Your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry. My name sets me apart from my fellows. How often do you meet a Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau? My name is Harry Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Freighter. Let's just do
That's
that one.
just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
It sounds melancholy saying this. His limbs are a mere shadow of the ceiling.
This is a special place.
I need a donut.
There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it. For purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted.
Mm-hmm.
She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will. I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you just didn't switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Faith is kind of a
I
drug,
heard
man.
that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
He's got a point.
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
I think love might have been my drug of choice tonight. I think I'm still hungover from it.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Why did he repeat that? Why did he repeat that?
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Sing like a bird.
I ain't from no Marietti, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
Marietti is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint, owing to its peasant origins.
Where'd you find
Hard
this
to
place?
say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
The true purpose.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
Are these yours?
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
The serene
so the
figure
questions.
lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wait, do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Mm-hmm.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in a church, and it's a Vita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
No, that's deep. You don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
You got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does?
I'm
who is she?
afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
police raid a while back.
Cops.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Everything. Alright, so the crab guy's cool. Alright. Oh, Wasteland of Reality. You are an alcoholic. We probably should unlock that one next time we can. Alright, let's save it and go look through this lady's computer. And then I think we might switch over to do some Warhammer. Alright, it did just save, but we're going to do our own.
A machine stands in the lieutenant doesn't say anything. You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the
Dude,
central
this music's
compartment
creepy.
is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
It's looking sad.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Okay, what the fuck is going on
Good
here?
afternoon. First case accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
I looked inside the core, but the tape filament just said log February through March. Fortune's accident. Like the one in the doomed commercial area? What, are you a machine or are you alive?
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
Received. I will register this login attempt. First case accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun.
Okay.
That's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Oh, are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Now please repeat. Is this the personal log?
She repeats passwords. Programming people are paranoid.
If my partner tells me to hear that because you're a radio programmer, you're paranoid.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are for this accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Doesn't it get lonely? Sitting there all by herself.
Come on, lady, yeah.
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk all day to people like you over a warm cup of tea.
Oh, how nice.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me why you're calling, Votre Accident.
Thanks, but if it was just call, press the off.
Goodbye, Votre Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. Nothing happens.
Alright, we're running again. Alright, Crab Man.
Oh, hey, Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
The mother's love.
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends. Just tell me the password. Yeah, it's for first degree murder, navigation, and Martinez.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Afterlife
I think
death.
we're done
Okay.
here, essay.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Just go with it. Alright, let's pack this computer real quick, and then we're going to call Mystery Sunday at night, but we're going to come back with a little Warhammer.
The machine's
With my
keyboard
homie.
is still. The speaker comes.
Good afternoon. Good. Please repeat the password. Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye, Votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Let's read it.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Think this log could be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
There's a second entry.
6th of February, 51.
It could be the
Had a
mercenary
little
guys,
chat
right?
with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting.
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids.
He looked at the stained glass window.
Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
Oh, you're so...
Then why doth the
boring.
lieutenant protest against spending time here so often? 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would you need an
Why
antenna?
would anyone need any of this equipment here?
Steps on a wire, running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simor for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
Hey, it sounds
But
like
at
us.
least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Who are all
I
these
think
people?
these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
12th of February, 51.
Alright, so we need to go to the other
Brought
computer.
some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Lieutenant looks to his right towards the silence.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
Well, what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence
Disco
to find the
men.
epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an
Hardcore.
algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
She must be describing a son.
Girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and his corporate must be Flanice.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with a machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
Yeah.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks.
Ping
Water.
ping.
Toothpaste. Gum. Also, some canned air. Your reading was interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Oh
A
shit.
strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Oh, we found our girl.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you and holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. We're not breaking in. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity.
You won't find any answers from here.
Spirit looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
I want to see what's in here. What is this? Does this go somewhere?
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Close your eyes first.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's morning.
As that terrible word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
I don't know this was the mother of humanism.
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you
Commodore
still,
Red.
and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. No, we are alone.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mess and the Occident, and even far away Supramuindi. Altogether, 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time immediately accepted inauthentic rule, even before her crowning. In a city called Advesperaskit in Vespa Messina, her home.
I really don't care about any
The
of this.
name
I don't
of
think
the
we're going to get
city
any good out
means
of this.
Evening comes, but It happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been
Oh
pretty.
yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen. One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What was she?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times.
Damn.
The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Yeah, I'm done with
But
this.
she was not hell. She is the opposite of that. The wind of paradise, stripping away the covers from the hearts of men. There you stand, below her once more, with your hands on your side, momentarily at a loss as what to do with yourself. The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you do not know.
Oh, we'll be back. All right, guys, let's wrap up Mystery Sunday. Drop a like if you haven't already. Drop a sub if you're new. I'm out. Hey, but don't go nowhere. Refresh this shit in a minute, and we finna do some Warhammer with my boy. Now we're out.